Hey guys, what's up? It's Katia and I've been wanting to do this video for so long and I just haven't yet, and I finally got down all of the notes on my phone. It took me like 40 minutes just to write them down, which isn't a lot, but I finally got them and I decided to make this video for you guys because everyone is always asking me basically either how I got into modeling or how they can get into modeling, and I'm just gonna tell you guys, like, basically I wrote down a bunch of notes on my phone to show you guys how I did it and how you can do it, and like what I did and what you can do. Okay, so anyway, let's just get to it. The first thing you're gonna need to do to start modeling is you're gonna need to build your portfolio by freelancing. Any way you can build your portfolio. You can start reaching out to photographers in your area that are down to do a photo shoot, or just start taking your own photos. You can do that if you want to, but you know, sometimes it's just cheaper to not buy your own camera right away, and you don't really want to take everything with a cell phone. You want legit photos that you can use to build your portfolio. So you can reach out to photographers, start posting them anywhere like Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, Model Mayhem. I don't know if anyone really uses that anymore, but I mean, I used to. I prefer Instagram, but really anywhere, just post them that's relevant, that can get you, you know, looked at by photographers or other models or agencies or something like that. So you need to start building your portfolio and showing people your portfolio. Yeah. Always found photographers in my area by searching through Instagram, and you can just search up like hashtag Bay Area photographers or like LA photographers, or you can do like vice versa kind of, and like LA models or Bay Area models, and see who shot them in their posts that made you look at it, because it's probably a really good photographer if you know it made you look at it. Okay, and you can try different variations, honestly, like, you know, New York photographer, stuff like that. It works for all different kinds of things and cities and places. If you don't have money for like a photo shoot, like, don't worry about it, because you can just do a trades shoot with someone, which is basically like neither you or the photographer, like you as a model or the photographer, neither of you get paid, but you're both trading your time and your talent to get each other's talent, basically. So it's a trade. And you can use that to build your portfolio. That's how I built mine up. I still do trade shoots a lot with people that, you know, I like their content, or they have like the same following as me. I'll get to that in a bit though. Okay. I'm like looking through my Instagram notes. I mean, just notes, not Instagram. If it's a trade shoot, like I just said, neither of you are getting paid. You should both, it's only fair that you play around with both of your guys' ideas, not just one of your guys' ideas, unless only one of you has ideas. But definitely experiment with both of yours. It's only fair. So you have to be safe about it too. Before you shoot, make sure you look at the photographer's portfolio on Instagram, any content that they have. Make sure they seem professional and legit, and ask other models that they've worked with, and you can see who they tagged in their previous posts, like, oh, I shot with this model, and then they tag whoever it is, and you know, you can reach out to that model and be like, hey, so I saw you work with this photographer, you know, is he creepy, is he good, is he the best you've ever worked with, do you like him, you know, and they can give you an honest answer. I know I do all the time. And if they don't have content, just straight up don't shoot with them. Why would you be shooting with someone that has no content? and nothing to show for things that they've done. It just doesn't, it seems like a scam at that point, and that's what you want to stay away from. Okay? Ask if you can bring a friend to the shoot. And that's kind of a big one for me. I always ask, especially on the first shoot, especially if I don't know them. I've never had an experience with a legit photographer that told me that I could not bring a friend to the shoot. If you do, they probably don't want anyone else there for a reason, and that's a strong buy, okay? Just don't bring like your boyfriend if he makes you anxious at all, or like a significant other. Like, honestly, I don't mind bringing mine, but if you have a significant other that makes you like anxious or tries to control the shoot at all, like, you don't really want that. So just don't bring them. Okay. If you go to a shoot alone with a photographer you don't know, here are some safety precautions that I wrote down for you guys, because it's definitely freelance, especially if you don't have an agency yet. Okay? Bring pepper spray. Not a knife, because a knife can be used against you, and pepper spray I think is just the easiest to get out. Don't even keep it in your purse. Keep it like hooked onto your purse so you can easily find it and use it, and like clip it or something. I don't know. I keep mine clipped onto the outside of my backpack. Always keep an eye out for, make your own way there. Don't let them pick you up. That's a really good one for basically anything you do. First dates, everything. Always keep an eye out for exits, for just in case scenarios, in case you need to exit wherever you are quickly, and you just know how to get out. Always shoot at least your first shoot with them in a public place, so like aka an urban shoot in the middle of the city. Honestly, like, I'd rather be sometimes in lingerie in the middle of the city if I'm doing a lingerie shoot than with like a potential creep in a room that I don't know. So if you want to do a lingerie shoot, I'd rather just do it publicly than like take that risk. But if not, just don't do a lingerie shoot. Just, you know, do an urban shoot, urban style, street style, jeans. Your first shoot, make sure they're not a creep. Text a trusted person like your mom or your grandma or your best friend your exact location and the time you start and the time you plan on being done. So you can also include the photographer's name and social media links so someone else can hunt them down if they need to, because you just want to be safe. This isn't like stalky or anything. Just know they will find you if you do anything. Okay? Be vocal and have an understanding about the types of shoots that you want to do and the type of shoots that you will not do before the shoot even starts. So, you know, just make it clear on what you're doing. Just be like, I don't do nudes, I do nudes, you know, I want to shoot in the park next to that tree. I don't want to sit on that rock that's super sharp and at a 90-degree angle all pretending to be happy. I can't do it. You can be vocal. So that's another thing. Just don't be afraid to say no too. If they ask you something in the middle of the shoot, like, hey, go stand on that sharp rock over there. And you're like, no, that hurts my feet. Like, that's okay. You don't have to do it. Okay? And then, okay, so I'm just gonna move on to saying you should always just kind of keep doing that, but then keep improving all the time. So before a shoot, I'm just gonna give you guys some tips. I always try to look healthy and clean, like with my hair washed and styled and my makeup like fully done however I want it. And that's before I arrive, not after I arrive, unless you specifically get there with an amount or a set amount of time to get ready. Don't bring it into the time you're supposed to be shooting, because that's rude. So I have a tote bag of clothes, makeup, and necessities, like props that I know I will use that are pre-picked out for the shoot. If I can't pick out my clothes before, or it's like not modeling for my own clothes, I'm like modeling for, you know, someone else's clothes, just wear a nude bra and like a nude thong under your clothes so that you can't see through it. And bring a strapless bra just in case, maybe some pasties, just kind of like guess what you might need. Every shoot is different, so I can't necessarily say, but yeah, agencies are like a little bit a different story, but like freelance is just like more of kind of what you know you need. Most photographers prefer it if you have your nails done. I never do, but I try to. Oops. Work on your poses, which angles fit you best, different facial expressions, different styles. I had trouble with just like moving my face when I first started modeling. Like literally in every single picture I would always look like this, just like blank stare. And I finally just figured out, whenever I try to think of an emotion and do it, like it didn't really help me to think of it because I'm not really like a facial expression person. Like I'm a Virgo, I really don't show emotions that much on the outside. Very connected to my sign, but I just discovered that I should just move my face, like smiling, just surprise, pouty, you know, just different stuff, practice in the mirror. Yeah, just really keep trying to get better at that. That's something I definitely had trouble with. Also, just make sure you're having fun. You'll be able to see it in the camera. If it looks like a chore, you're gonna, you know, have the chore vibes when you look at the photo later, which is not fun. Build your social media following, because that is what will get you a lot of gigs as a model for photographers or brands. And I'll do an entire other video on how to grow your social media following, but that's a lot for right now. Collab with different models and photographers that have around the same following if it's a trade shoot. If they have a much higher following, then you should probably pay them unless it's just for some reason offered, which happens. It's not like not regular to do that. If you have a higher following than them, then you can charge them however much you think is necessary, but at a fair price. So like for me, I charge kind of based on how much I like their content, and like how much of a following they have. But if I really like their content, like sometimes I'll just be like, oh, I just want to shoot with you, especially if I'm just reaching out to them, you know. Or like sometimes I really don't like their content and I'm like, oh, it's $100 an hour. And I mean, it does happen too. Like one time I got paid $150 an hour, and it's not because I didn't like his content. He just offered me $150 an hour, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna debate on that. That's fine with me. So yeah, I got like, I forgot how much I got for that shoot. It was like a 5-hour long shoot, so yeah. Okay, so once you get a certain following, kind of where I'm at like right now, I have like 35K on my main page and I have 21K on my modeling page. Brands send me free product to basically promote or post or review or share my thoughts on my page about their product. And basically I promote them to my audience and I get free product out of it. When you hit about like 50 to 100K, brands will actually start paying you to use their product in your post. So you get the product and the payment and hopefully more exposure from their end. In the beginning of starting modeling, you really need to try to get as much exposure as you can, and remember that you are now your own brand. So you have to treat it like your own brand, your own business. It is a business. And then if you want to, after that, when you have your portfolio built up, you can give your portfolio to an agency. And that's a little bit different than freelance. I did model for an agency at one time. I modeled for Models Inc. agency in San Francisco. And I modeled for them for about a year, and I ended up getting more gigs on my own than they were even getting from me. So I just didn't renew my contract after a year, and I mean, whatever. I honestly didn't even make that much with them. But like I said, it is a lot different than freelance, and I can talk about the specifics of agencies and how to get into an agency in another video. If you guys want to see that, leave a comment below. Okay, promo modeling. So this is something I do all the time. It's how I've been making a lot of my money recently. But I mean, there's a lot of different opportunities with modeling. This is just one of them. So this one, it's nice if you do have like a high social media following, but you don't always need it. Once you have just a nice headshot and a full body shot, definitely one smiling at least. Okay, nice big smile. You can reach out for reach out to different I can't even talk right now, brand ambassador groups. I always use Facebook, but you can search on there like brand ambassadors of San Francisco or like Los Angeles, or they have them like all across the country. And you'll always find like a bunch of pages with a bunch of brands that are looking for promo models to work events. And it's really easy to get jobs on there, especially when you start building up a lot of brands that you've been working with already. So I have like a big resume, I guess, from them, and I always get messaged back so fast. It's so easy for me to get jobs on there, and like you have to kind of build it up, but once you get one, it's kind of like a domino effect. So they usually just post an event in the group page, so you usually have to join the page to get the notification, and you just DM whoever posted that event that they need people to work at and say you would love to work it. Give them your modeling experience and your resume and a headshot and a body shot, and they usually DM me back pretty fast. They should DM everyone back pretty fast. I've been doing it for a while though, and I feel like they really go through people. And then you are assigned with that agency once you work the promo, but you are not usually limited to that agency. So this is where the hustle comes in, and the more agencies you work for, the more work you have. At least with liquor, because I used to do liquor a lot, you can work for like multiple agencies, and it just, the more you have, the more work you have. So I used to do liquor. Now I do more cannabis brands, and I only do the brand Stizzy because you can't work for two cannabis brands unless they say otherwise, because it's a little bit different than liquor. But they give you a lot more promotions to work, so I'm making a little bit more money with Stizzy than I was making with, like, you know, a bunch of companies combined. But I do still do liquor promotions. It's just like right now we're in quarantine, we usually have liquor promotions at bars. They don't want people in the bars. So it's kind of a predicament. But with Stizzy, like, dispensaries are open because they're necessary, and we're doing like outside demos. where it's just like promos, you know what I mean? Okay, so if you're making all your money off of modeling, there's so much you can use on taxes to not be screwed over into owing a lot, but that's also a whole nother video in itself that I can do later if you guys want me to. I'm not really an expert, but I did have someone teach me all of this stuff when I got assigned with an agency on how to do my taxes, so I was really lucky, and I can just go back and show you. So let me leave it in the comments if you guys want me to make that video for you. And then here is another tip that I learned from the girl that taught me everything I needed to know when I got into my first real agency. And it works out for me for promos, for regular photo shoots, okay? Don't be late. And you can do this. I live in the Bay Area, where if my GPS says it will take me 1 hour to get somewhere, it will generally take me 2 hours to get there. So give yourself double time to drive there, park, walk somewhere if necessary. You can bring food to snack on if you're hungry. And then I also suggest bringing water and like some sort of energy drink so you look alive during the photo shoot and you feel alive, because it really shows if you're tired. And it always happens, like I get there, just drove like an hour and a half or whatever, have to park, now I'm starving, and I've been in this situation where I've gotten like hangry because I was waiting through the shoot and I just wanted to get out and eat. So just do yourself a favor and bring a snack, okay? Or a meal, bring a sandwich. I always bring a sandwich. I pack myself healthy food, and it forces me to eat more healthy, so that's another way too. Hey guys, I just wanted to pop in here again and say that I forgot something really important if you want to start modeling, and that is getting published in a magazine. So to be published in a magazine, you can basically reach out to any magazine that you want to be published in. Some are definitely harder than others. Send them a professional email to their email account and just, you know, say something nice. Say you want to collab, ask how to be involved in their magazine. And what generally happens is you will have to do a photo shoot, obviously. Usually with any photographer of your choice, and the photographer will actually, you and him both have to sign a model release, okay? And be really careful when you sign the model releases. You will have to sign it, sign and date it, but read it really carefully, because anything that it says that they can release on the contract, they can release. So if it says that they can release nudes, they can release nudes of you and you cannot sue them for it. So just make sure that it says stuff that you want to be released. And you can even write in, like when I signed my contracts and like I don't see something that says no nudes on there, I write in there in pen like, I don't want nudes, no frontal, no nothing can be shown, you know, and then I sign it, that way they can't erase it. Also, keep a lookout for photographers that are trying to scam you, because I've only came across this one time, but there was a photographer that I had that slipped in a line to fill out my social security number, and I just crossed it out because I know you don't need that. So just be aware and don't fill that out. You only really need to like sign and date it, and just make sure that everything that it says that you can release, you actually want released, and make sure you clarify everything that you don't release. So you're gonna have to email that with a couple of sets from a couple of different outfits, like 6 or 7 photos each outfit, of photos that you haven't posted yet to the magazine. So like a few sets, a few different outfits, just so that they can pick, and they want to be the first one to like publish it before you post it. So just hold off on posting those. And you don't always get into the magazine by submitting, but I mean, if you don't, you can always try again. And if you do, then congratulations, and you can post those photos after they come out in the magazine. You can also post the photos if they decide not to use them, but just wait. And yeah, I think that is everything I wanted to go over for now. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And let me know if you guys like this video, and if you do, give it a thumbs up and maybe a subscribe. And let me know, I think I'm just gonna keep doing random how-tos on this channel. So like I said, my name is Katia, and also let me know if you watched this whole thing, if you found it valuable at all, if it's something you want to do. It's just through my experience personally. But yeah, alright, bye!